Welcome back. Today is day 4 of ClosedByClosers. Today we're going to be going over why groups exist, structured conversations, and process layering. Over the last couple of days, we've been understanding where groups are made, how leads are found, and obviously what to do with them. Today we're going to be going over exactly why everything matters, and then tomorrow is going to be one of our big days where we start actually converting people into sales. So today marks a pivotal change in your journey where you're going to start connecting the dots between your previous actions and discover the fundamental principles that make structured environments so powerful. Today you're going to be connecting the dots. You're going to be going over your journey so far. You're going to be understanding what we teach you today, and then obviously the application for tomorrow. So far, you should have messaged at least 15 people and done some type of outreach. Today, you're going to understand why all of that matters, and you're going to understand how it builds a structured environment, which accelerates both learning and results for everybody involved. Tomorrow's application is simple. Foundation is going to go from a scattered experience into a more fine and more detailed explanation into what you need to be doing to turn a prospect into a close. Now, by the end of today, you should understand why groups exist and how structured conversation environments work, how information layering presents confusion, and how your early observations are early teachings into what you already need to professionally understand. By the end of day 4, you'll understand why groups exist, how structured conversation environments work, and how information layering prevents confusion, and how your early observations are already teaching you advanced professional skills. So now, why do groups exist? First, you need to obviously understand what groups are not, and then we'll go over what groups are actually for. So groups are not a hierarchical structure. They're not sales funnels designed to push people forward, and they're not growth mechanics focused on solely just numbers. So what groups really are controlled conversation environments where process, pacing, and observation coexist seamlessly. Think of them as laboratories for conversation experiments, mini classrooms for applied learning, and protective environments that prevent mistakes before they scale across your practice. So your first step is going to be to observe exactly how the structure and action works. If you've created a group yesterday, your first task is to observe with intention. This isn't about passive watching, it's about active pattern recognition. Work directly with your appointment specialist to figure out exactly what they're going to do to take them from where they're currently at into the next level in the process. With your appointment specialist, make sure to follow all of the guidance, make sure to understand the question layering, the disengagement handling, and obviously the information portions of what they are looking to sell. One of the biggest insights that you will learn in sales is simply that less is more. You'll notice very quickly that the specialist says less than you might think, but everything is intentional and purposeful. It adds a little bit of some, what are they going to say next? You need to add some type of mystery to your sales every single time that you're selling. Going back to the conversation guidance, watch how specialists guide multiple conversations simultaneously without losing clarity or control of their people that they're talking to. Notice their economy of words and strategic silence. On to the next level, question layering. Observe how questions are layered incrementally instead of overloaded all at once. Information is revealed strategically, not dumped indiscriminately. The last two things to understand are obviously disengagement handling and information portions. Simply put, with disengagement handling, you need to know when to not waste your time. It's as simple as that. You need to know not when to chase and when to let them go. Lastly, with information portions, you need to see how the information is released in small, digestible portions rather than giving them all of the information at once and overwhelming them. Remember, less truly is more. Now understand the power of information layering. What layering means is not giving all the details up front, but delivering it over a set period amount of time. Don't give them all the information at once. Give them little bits of it, little bits of it, little bits of it, so they understand exactly what they're getting into and they understand the full picture. If you give them the full picture and say, look at it quick, all right, now tell me everything that you saw. But then if you go over each individual little factor, say, what did you see here? What did you see here? What did you see here? What did they see here? What did they see here? What did they see here? You're going to ultimately see the bigger picture of what you are trying to sell or what your product is looking to solve the solution for. Understand that the backbone of a professional conversation is going to be the control and the foundation of sustainable facilitation. Information layering isn't just about withholding information, it's about optimal timing. Just as a great teacher doesn't explain calculus before arithmetic, you don't reveal advanced concepts before a foundational understanding is established. The discipline creates clarity, maintains engagement, and prevents the confusion that kills momentum. Now, before I move on, it's important to understand why this matters. So all of this is going to prevent confusion, it's going to avoid being overwhelmed, and it's going to build the curiosity. It increases engagement without naturally implementing any type of manipulation. So before we move on, we need to understand why this matters. All of this matters because it's going to prevent confusion, avoid overwhelming them, and it's going to build curiosity. All of this is going to naturally increase your engagement without sounding too pushy or without sounding too manipulative. Make sure when you're introducing your specialist, it's with people that only have a high intent drive. Make sure it's somebody that shows genuine interest beyond just surface level questions. Make sure to understand the pacing and the questions that are being said. I will say, because all of you are brand new, this is your 4th day, set them a little early, watch how they work, watch how quickly you can actually pick up some knowledge from these people who have been doing this longer than you. Now remember, at this stage, your role is to observe and learn. The specialist demonstrates proper conversion flows and qualifications. If you want to learn something, learn directly from the people that are working above you. I cannot emphasize that enough. Remember, you are still watching, you are still learning, you are not leading yet, and that's exactly where you should be. Give it some time, you will get there. On to step 4. This is simply understanding the difference between chaotic random outreach and obviously messaging structured, qualified candidates. Basically, if you're messaging random people, you're going to get chaotic, inconsistent, exhausting results, and the results will vary widely. Energy depletes rapidly, you will find burnout, and patterns never emerge. You'll never find a process that is actually working for you. If you start working with a structured outreach program, you're going to start getting predictable, measurable, and scalable leads, and your results are going to compound consistently. Energy sustains longer, and obviously patterns become visible, and there won't be any burnout because you're going to be excited to get your next sale every single time. Now, remember, your earlier actions, you've already messaged a bunch of people, you've already observed some specialists, you've already seen some groups getting created. All of these are not random experiments. These are all microsystems that teach you how to professionally manage a business and practices to function at any scale. Each action builds an understanding that will help serve you for years down the road for any type of walk in life. Now, on to step 5, it's going to be pattern recognition and applied observations. Just take a step back for a second from the execution and move on to reflection. These questions will cement your learning and activity pattern recognitions that you can help implement these skills into anything in the future. Take a second to pause these, look over all these questions, look over the pacing impact, look over the multiple conversations, look over the friction reduction, and look over the repeated patterns. Ask these questions to yourself, write them down on paper, and answer them, and it will help you so much in the next coming days to come back and look at these answers. Now, going on to step 6, this is going to be your cliffhanger for tomorrow. This is going to get you excited to come back because tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow, you'll learn the secret of qualification and time protection. You'll see exactly how to spot the conversations worth investing in and how to save yourself from wasting hours on dead ends that drain your energy and obviously will cause you to burn out. Now, qualification mastery is a skill that everyone thinks they know but rarely executes. You'll learn the hidden signals that reveal true intent. Time protection tomorrow is going to simply just dip into how to not waste your time, how to protect your most valuable asset, which is your time. Lastly, pattern recognition is the hidden skills that most people miss completely, and once you see them, you will not be able to unsee them, and you will be able to see them everywhere. Now, you'll understand why 80% of people fail to recognize the opportunity when it's sitting right in front of them, and yes, it is going to change the way that you view every single conversation that you have ever had. Tomorrow, you are going to learn the most information that you have ever learned in high-ticket sales. Make sure you come back tomorrow, make sure you come with an open head, and make sure you come with your notepad. You will not want to miss it. All right, just to wrap everything up today, you're going to be going over this reflection and key takeaways. Again, pause this, look over it, write them down in your notebook, answer these questions yourself. I promise you, if you answer these questions, you will reflect on them, and then at the end, we will compare notes, and we'll see who has the best notes. And hey, who knows? Maybe if somebody has some amazing notes, I'll even pay you for your notes so I can implement them into my next trainings. Anyways, super excited to bring you guys back tomorrow for one of the biggest lessons that you will ever learn. Hope you all have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.